The Trinidad and Tobago Cannabis Conference Expo and Growers Cup is going to be taking place on the anniversary of the decriminalization and the declaration of that law. And this morning I have with me cannabis policy specialist Marcus Ramkissoon. Now, Marcus has been advising several governments along the way, and he's been doing the work on the ground. Good morning to you, Marcus.
Good morning, and thanks for having me, man.
Not a problem. Welcome back to the show. I think we had you here when it was decriminalized, a little bit after.
Yes.
We had some conversation about it.
Yes.
But now you're having Expo and a conference. Tell me about this event. What is it all about?
All right. Well, first of all, as you just said, we're hosting it on the 19th to the 23rd of December. A lot of people ask, well, why so close to Christmas? Everybody busy, as you see, it's Christmas time now. Everybody busy, and how we're going to make it and all that. But this first event, this inaugural event, is to celebrate more or less the anniversary of it becoming decriminalized. If you remember, on December 19th in 2019, the bill was passed for decriminalization, and then on the 23rd, it was proclaimed becoming law. So this first event, really to get it on the ground and get it going, get people to understand what it is ready to show people, that it's time, and it's high time that we have an event like this. So what we're actually having is 2 days of conference, 2 days of expo, and then an award ceremony. So on the 19th and the 20th, which is the Tuesday and the Wednesday before Christmas next week, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., we'll be having the conference. We have speakers from abroad, about 2 or 3, I think 4 speakers from abroad, in fact, and some doctors from local, a number of expert speakers from locally. And we're going to have that at the Sweetwater Marina. The entire event is at the Sweetwater Marina. This is in Chaguaramas. I don't know if you know it. It's where the little restaurant is located.
Okay, yeah.
So, and I mean, it is Christmas time, so hopefully anybody that is coming out will try to get there early, because the traffic going into West usually at that time is pretty strong. So the first days at the conference, the second 2 days at the expo from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the interesting thing about this entire event is that it's all free. So you can come to the conference for free, sit down, listen to the speakers, ask your questions, and so. We also, for the conference, have a paid pass for 420 TT, and pun intended, of course.
Of course.
And that includes a dinner and networking event with the speakers afterwards on the 19th. And we're going to have a really nice dinner right downstairs in the loo. We're going to have a mouche-bouche, appetizer, grilled fish and sides, and dessert. So we're preparing something really nice for those who want to network with the speakers.
Tell me about what the speakers are going to be covering, because you said it's a conference, but what is the theme or the topic this time around?
I've invited, of course, the former Attorney General, and I've not gotten a reply yet. So we'll ask here, please reply. We would love him to come and give the keynote speech, since he was the minister that moved the bill in the first place.
Right.
We have Dr. Marshall Emmanuel coming in from Jamaica. He is the cannabis specialist, for lack of a better word, a doctor, a botanist in UE in Jamaica, and actually leads the cultivation of cannabis on campus, right, in UE in Jamaica, which has been happening since 2015, actually.
Right.
We're waiting for UE in Trinidad to start their projects down here. He will, of course, discuss some things along the lines of policy. He will discuss things along the lines of cultivation, a mixed talk from him. We have a couple of medical doctors, Dr. Pottinger, Dr. Blackman, Dr. Maya Blackman from down here. I think Dr. Pottinger is going to cover the endocannabinoid system. I don't have a topic yet from Dr. Blackman, but I know she's going to cover something along the lines of medicine also. I myself am going to cover the future of the industry internationally, and where I see it going, a sort of predictive analysis. And we have a few more speakers covering different things. The one in particular is a young man from UE who is a master's student in chemistry. He is approved to do a cultivation operation in the university locally for his analysis experiment. I won't say his name, of course, but he will be a speaker down there, and he'll be describing his study that's coming up and what he's been approved for. So the listeners can get an idea of what is potentially possible locally also.
Okay. Tell me about the expo now. What can we expect to find in the expo?
This is an exciting part, I think. The expo is also free. Right? There's no paid pass in that one. It's totally free, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll have about 25 booths, and one thing to note, there's no sales of THC goods at the expo. You're not going to come to the expo and find cannabis and cannabis flowers or seeds or anything like this. I've had all these questions on the social media. Can I get weed? And no.
I mean, if I see something labeled a cannabis conference at expo, that'll be the first thing I think
Of
too.
course.
So tell me, what do we find there then?
All right, so you're going to see, of course, a number of the grow shops. What we term grow shops in the industry are those horticulture or agriculture shops that are more dedicated to cannabis growing. They carry all the things that you need for cannabis growing, the tents to grow indoors, the lights, or the fertilizers, all this stuff. So you'll see, I think, 4 of those shops. You'll see there's a shop from Long Circular Mall that is coming in that has all the products and apparatus. So you'll basically see a number of stores with apparatus. Now, when I say apparatus, this, of course, now is legal apparatus since cannabis is legal to use 30 grams, right?
Right.
So things like paper and scales and all these things that you actually could have gotten in trouble for before the law was changed.
But scale is not just a scale?
When the authorities used to, pre-2019, when they found you, and even after, now still, right, unfortunately, when they found you with a scale and you have some cannabis on you, they would want to charge you for trafficking immediately. And it's still happening, even when people are found with less than 30 grams. Now, they go to court and the magistrate who understands the law properly dismisses the case. But those people are still inconvenienced and have to go to jail for the night and go to court the next morning.
Yeah.
But those things are legal. How are we going to know it's 30 grams if we don't have a scale? Obviously, right? So that, where you're going to see stuff like that, you're going to see clothing. You're going to see some brands. We have some great sponsors. We have some, as you know, I'm part of the international industry, so I have some good friends out there. So I represent two of the largest brands out there, actually, Cookies and Greenhouse Train Hunters. As you see my T-shirt this morning, Train Hunters.
Yeah.
And they're actually two of our gold sponsors, and they're sending a lot of goodies to put into judges' packs, into prizes, into all that. Now, we're going to have a giveaway every 15 minutes at the expo.
Wow.
I don't think we've heard anybody in any event say anything like this before,
every 15
right?
minutes.
Every 15 minutes at the end. That's 6-day giveaways for the 2 days. So come early. Come to my booth first, which will be the first booth, and you'll get your tickets where you'll have one half of the ticket, we'll have the other one, we'll spin it, we'll do random numbers and have a chance to win 60 times apparently over the course of the 2 days. This is for you. This is a rolling tree, right? And this is one of the things. The logo on it is the logo of the event. I don't know what you think about the artwork. We have a green.
I find it very interesting. Even when I saw it come up on screen, right, I was wondering if you purposely designed it to resemble a carnival costume.
Yes. Well, now I can't claim the design, right? Our design partner is Normal Films, Normal Design. You all can look him up on Facebook and social media and stuff. He's very, very good, and he does a lot of stuff now with 3D, and he's going into the carnival thing. Those carnival guys that want great designs, call Normal, right? Look at this design, it's amazing, right? So we'll have things like this. This, of course, is a tray for you to, put your substance on and not have it mess up people's tables and carpets and so forth. And we'll have a lot of these for sale at the expo, and we'll have a lot of these giving away, right? We'll have T-shirts giving away, we'll have lighter holders, we'll have a whole heap of stuff giving away. We'll have a lot of cookies, branded stuff at the expo because the brand is not here yet, so and we only have a little bit of that stuff. So those who want it, come early, right, and get it while it's hot.
Nice. All right, so recently I saw the opposition leader advocating that she's suggesting that we raise the age for legal use or for decriminalized use of marijuana from 18 to 25.
Right.
How do you generally feel about that?
Yes. Well, I think that look, this topic came up. Remember, I have written the law for most of the countries, right? And in writing the law for these countries and working with the governments, of course, we've had to have public consultations and government consultations. When I say government, I mean all the stakeholders involved, medicine, psychiatry, all the, everybody that's involved. And that is the biggest point that has always come up in all the countries in the region that I've worked with. The age limit, right? And yes, we know and we accept that the human brain is not fully developed or almost fully developed until 25, and until the age of 25, and that, we don't know the consequences of using cannabis in the underdeveloped brain or the undeveloped brain, meaning persons younger than the age of 25. And what actually happens and this is a big part of our event. The event is also about, especially the conference and even the expo, it is about education. Because when the government of the day today decriminalized, of which I'm proud to be a part of, right? I'm not proud that the drive that we spoke about in the public consultations and government consultations, which is the after effect. When it's decriminalized, we're supposed to go into the schools, we're supposed to do a public education drive, we're supposed to inform students of what are the risks of these things. So now that it's all over the place, which it is, the young people wouldn't feel, the risk wouldn't go down for them. They wouldn't perceive the risk to be less, and they wouldn't start using it. And we're seeing increased use, unfortunately, on the ground. So this education is necessary. When you use cannabis under the age of 25, your brain actually shrinks in physical size within your skull, there's something called the matters around the brain within that. If you're having this physiological effect on the brain, now we don't know, science does not know what is the actual effect of this shrinking of the brain, what it's doing to you. But I mean, come on, the brain is shrinking.
That can't be a good thing.
It can't really be a good
So
thing.
then why we didn't just put the age to 25 in the first place then?
Because, right, we as a society have already accepted that persons of the age of 18 are adults and can make their own decisions. And therefore, how can you tell persons, okay, you can consume alcohol, you can take certain prescription drugs, you can do other narcotics then at the age of 18, but the most popular narcotic in the world, cannabis, right, one of the reasons for decriminalizing is also trying to eliminate or reduce the illicit market for it, because that comes with its own problems. We don't have time to discuss that this morning. If you leap for the age at 25, one, you're saying that, are we adults at 18? Right? Shall we then raise the age for alcohol? I mean, I'm all for it. Raise the age for alcohol too. I'm all for it because we know the problems that come with alcohol in the society. But what will happen if we do either of those things? We will increase the illicit market. What do you think? Persons from 18 to 20, from the age of 18 to 25 are not going to find their cannabis outside. They're going to go to the illicit market, and then we're going to we're going to bring back the problems of the illicit market for cannabis, which we have kind of gotten rid of a little bit. So I don't agree with it from that standpoint. I understand where the opposition leader is coming from, and it's something that, it is something that is something to say, but it's something that should be checked on and thought about a little more before it's said. And we have considered those things. This government has considered this also when we decriminalize. So this is the way to go forward. To keep the black market, the illicit market reduced, and ensure that people have medicine, ensure that people have something that they can use and not have to spend so much in this type of economy. How many consumers are not having to purchase cannabis because of the 4-plant rule?
The 4-plant rule,
exactly.
so that you can grow
it does
your own.
become important at some level. Yes, it could be improved on. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it does help the way it is now.
Marcus, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing, and we look forward to the conference and Expo. It's happening from the 19th to the 23rd of December, ladies and gentlemen. Is it Sweetwater Marina?
Sweetwater Marina in Chaguaramas.
Down in Chaguaramas. It's just after cruising, a little bit after cruising down there.
Just next to Coral Cove and so forth. Yes.
Beautiful. So you can head down there from the 19th to the 23rd and get all the education, all the information that you need, and even purchase some nice things to go along with it.
Perfect.
So stay tuned to the Now Morning Show. We'll be right back with more. Thank you so much, Marcus.
Thank you.